Hello, I'm Andy, and today I want to talk about some nice artworks I found on the Steam community forum. I want to use this opportunity also to promote upcoming screenshot contest by Square. If you have fun doing screenshots, then just consider submitting your screenshot to the contest and let other people enjoy your screenshots too. So these screenshots have not been submitted to the contest, so I'm just using them as a basis. And I think you enjoyed the last video I did about some screenshots, so I'm just giving them a shout out. Personally, I like all the screenshots I found there. And so let's get into it. So the first few screenshots come from the username Matthaeus. I will put all the links in the description. And I want to start with this screenshot just because that's always the way I envisioned Dutch to be played. So when I first started as a, 5-year-old boy, so a few years ago, I always thought, you would have these walls, you would have these banks here, you have some skirmishers which defend against attacks, and also cannons, because of course you have a lot of coin with banks, and so you use your cannons, and also use the outposts to defend it. So I think this just captures the Dutch playstyle, or how I envisioned it as a child, the best, and that's why I like it. And so just some Dutch forces defending against, some bowmen, and also some villagers getting into the mix here, and of course some livestock, because in Dutch there's pretty much livestock, I heard. Other than that, I just think this is a great screenshot to start, and let's get into the next. So next, still from Matthaeus, we have this huge new battleship which guards the fishing boats which are gathering from the whales. I just think this is a nice scene. It also features some new units and puts them into a nice perspective. So just look at the face, the 5-pixel face. So I think it looks nice. A good way to highlight this new battleship. Oh, wrong direction. And at last we have a battle scene. We have some, I think these are German units. Probably these are definitely the Polish winged hussars. And we just have some German, technically I think this is the Russian flag in the back here, so maybe these are also Russian forces, and those are just pillaging the ground. We have some cannons in the background. We have a cannonball flying, which I think adds a nice touch, and just some nice scenery right from the game, and I like it. So these were all from Matthaeus. So let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next screenshots are from a guy with a Cyrillic name, which I frankly cannot pronounce. I will put the link into the description, so you can just check him out here. So in this screenshot we do have a Mexican base, we do have soldados patrolling, we do have some villagers working on the hacienda, we have some cows also supplying the hacienda, and we also do have the cathedral and Pater, which also adds a nice touch. We have some factories in the background. So I just think this screenshot captures Mexico pretty nicely. You have a few important units. You have the nice architecture, the unique buildings of Mexico, and just a scene which makes sense and looks nice. So up to the next, we have some heroes saving made in trouble. I think those are also Mexican heroes, but I'm not entirely sure. I just think it's interesting what different scenes you can do with just the base game of Age of Empires 3, so there's so much going on all the random maps. If you hold your camera on it, you can create a little story just with these random events, which I think is pretty nice. Because like this is a scene you can see on almost any map, and yeah, just captured really well. I think the night mode also adds a nice touch. Next up we have a few hussars, I guess. I don't know what these are called, these units here. But these are crossing a river, so it seems like they're charging over a river here. Or are these Chinakos? Probably they're Chinakos, right? Not entirely sure. I'm charging over a river, so we have a big army movement. We have some more army in the back. The resolution is not high enough to see it. We have one Ashigaru. I don't know if is he trying to stop them? Because here is an Ashigaru walking in the other direction, and it seems like they are in the same army. Yeah, what's also interesting, you have a mix of European units, so medieval, these crossbows. You have these Ashigarus, which are obviously Japanese, and then you have these Napoleonic style units. So it's quite an interesting mix. I just like the scene of it, like they're crossing a river. This big army. Historically, it probably doesn't make too much sense, but that's beside the point. It looks good. I like it. Nice screenshot. To the next one. In the next one, we have units charging an Japanese village. So we have lines here. We have a TC. We have a wonder here. It's also again in night mode. I think if you want to access the night mode, you have to press a cheat. So that's also how you do it, if you were wondering. There's some action going here, so these guys are shooting at something, probably at these fallen units here. We have some other units pillaging, burning the village to the ground. So yeah, also I think it just highlights how the game works. We have also some Minutemen here in the background. Yeah, just a nice capture of a common scene, I think, in Age of Empires. To the next. Now we have, again, units crossing rivers. I think maybe he just likes it. One of the guys which I feature also makes some mods, so these units might also be from a mod to showcase them. I'm not entirely sure. But again, we have these different battalions or companies crossing a river. I think these animals just look derpy, like they don't really belong in there, but I think it adds to the picture. From perspective wise, you have these units in the background and the units in the front get smaller, so it's this perspective that there could be like hundreds battalions in the back. Just like the way it is presented, you can assume that it might be happening. So I also think that the perspective is pretty nice. Lighting is good, so yeah, I also like it. I mean, I like all the screenshots, but yeah. So let's get into the next screenshots. Okay, so up to the next screenshots we have. These are by Gwentmaster. And then let's just get into it. So we have some Spahis, which are looking to raid the Dutch village. Maybe it's with some imagination, it's the village from the start, and they seem to not have been spotted. They are hiding in the wilderness and are ready to pounce. So we have these wild animals here. I also like the glow effect, so that's also pretty nice. So all in all, it's a nice scene, and just before the action is about to start. So let's get into the next screenshot. This screenshot we do have units fighting. It seems like these uniforms are more like World War era type uniforms, but that also looks interesting. Maybe I of course have some red coats. Maybe also Gwentmaster was the one with the mods. So make sure to check out all of them. Yeah, I think the This picture captures the fighting pretty well. Also the sense of AOE 3, because you have just some units derping, looking in the wrong direction. It's like also classic for Age of Empires 3, the AI. And I hope to see, maybe one day, to see a World War era mod. I would like to see that. Let's get into the next screenshot. I think it's more... So this screenshot could be another perspective from the same battle. We again have these units here against these. I mean, they kind of look Russian, I think. But then again, these also look Russian and they seem to fire on these. So I'm not 100% sure who's fighting who here. This looks a bit Russian from my point of view, but yeah. I think it just captures the battle nice. So we have these rounds just fired. We have some hits on this guy, this poor guy. So keep in mind, in reality, if you were hit during these times, so during, say, 17th to 19th century, in line infantry battles, which Age of Empires 3 depicts, you were most likely always dead, because those bullets were pretty big and pretty deadly, and you had no good way of medics like we do have in the later time frames. So this guy here, probably, yeah, not so good for him. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, so this screenshot I like because I think these units just look so derpy. Look at these faces. I think these are some kind of grenadiers marching into battle. So grenadiers and musketeers mixed. These uniforms. Yeah, I just think the face looks very derpy. So I think that's funny. Okay, so the last screenshot is by Julb. I included because I like the animals here. Otters. I'm a huge fan of mammals. I think they just look cute. Personally, for me, it's a bit too much lighting here, so it's a bit blinding. But other than that, we have these otters which just go about a day, and then we have these canoes which are bending something, it seems like. You have pirates in the background. So that's an interesting composed picture. And for me, just the otters steal it. Get it? Because otters and they steal something. Anyway. So for me, I just think there are many great artworks out there, and I wanted to give a shout out to some. And I enjoy watching these and giving my thoughts to these, and yeah, maybe think about what they want to say or how they're composed. I mean, I'm not a professional, but I have fun doing it, so that's the most important thing. Okay, so I want to end this video by talking about the screenshot contest. So I will just post the link into the description. It's hosted by Squamiga, and it's on the Age of Empires forums. There's some things to keep in mind, also some tips on how to create good scenes. Personally, I think if you have fun doing it, and if you like to do it, then just submit it, because there is no real downside to it. And yeah, I hope I can see, or I hope I animate some of you to participate, and I hope for some very nice screenshots. And I will also probably talk about them once they are finished. So, thanks for watching, and see you guys around. Bye bye!